Don't you love it when things are both easier and more affordable? Like when the rain washes your car for you. Or like when you save up to 10% by bundling your renters and auto insurance with USAA. Bundle with USAA and start saving. Get a quote today.
Vitamin Water was born in New York because New Yorkers wanted more. Like more flavor to go with all the flavor. A refreshing drink after climbing 6 flights of stairs to a walk-up apartment. Or standing in the subway station in 100-degree heat. Focus when I have an 8-hour shift. And Triple X after I was out all night at a club. Call Triple X. Drink vitamin water. It's from New York.
Hilton brings you new ways to stay. With experiences that let you capture the glory days. Introducing the Graduate Hotels. Each inspired by local college towns, these stays are always original and never boring. Get in touch with traditions all across the country and enjoy a stay that's a class above the rest. Book at Graduate Hotels with Hilton Honors Points at Hilton.com. It's a win-win. Hilton, for the stay.
From the Fifth Quarter Studio in Madison, Wisconsin, you're listening to the Coaching Youth Hoops Podcast.
They're playing basketball.
Basketball.
Here's our hosts, Steve Collins. And Bill Flitter.
Welcome to Coaching Youth Hoops. I'm laughing because Coach, what just before it came on the air, you went like, "Let's go!" Like super excited. It was like a kid with in the old days when the ice cream truck went by and you heard that song. Remember? Let's go, get money for mom.
When I was a kid, can't do ice cream anymore.
No.
Yeah, I can't. I mean, I can, but
no. Are you kidding me?
My next ice cream is when I'm back in Wisconsin in September. I'm going to Gillies, frozen custard.
No, you go to Babcock.
Oh, what's Babcock?
You've never been to Babcock?
Where's Babcock?
Okay, I'll pick you up at the airport and we'll go to Babcock. So Madison is one of the top universities for dairy and produce and like ice cream. They have their own ice cream. They produce it on campus. They have a farm and they produce it. It is the best ice cream in the world. Yes. Like you can walk back and you can see them where they're making it. And there's still the barn there off a university in the old day. Oh yeah. Babcock ice cream is the best.
Never had. I mean, and it's been around forever.
Ever.
Not
ever. You've never had Babcock ice cream?
I can't believe I haven't. I've been to Madison a lot.
I know.
Probably the wrong.
You just don't know. It's a hidden gem. I just gave it away to the world. Oh my God.
Whoops.
Sorry.
All these people.
UW can send the check to me and
there you go.
My home address. All right. We're not going to talk too much because I know that ticks people off. Shouldn't tick you off. It's all love. Bill and I don't talk to each other enough, I guess.
Well, the reason I got excited, Coach, and is about the subject, talking about practice planning and creating a structure for a higher level. We're not going to talk the details until next week about what goes into an actual practice, but setting the stage to create organize your thoughts. Look at me, not organize. You organize your thoughts in a season long of practices and how you can take all of these ideas in your head and put them into a framework, which I call the playbook framework.
Right.
But before we start that, let's give a big shout out to our host, Game Changer, gc.com/coaching youth hoops. Again, this is a must-have tool for your season. It has saved me hours of time in recording stats, filming, the opening up opportunities for when mom, dad, grandpa can't be at the game to watch their favorite player no matter where they are. And it's a way to organize your team this year. So go check it out. And it's free, gc.com/coaching youth hoops.
That might be the first time you beat me to that. Nice job. You're getting better. Yeah.
Getting better.
You're
Yeah.
getting better. We're not up to 2,000 podcasts like
It's
Coach Unplugged.
170.
Yeah.
So
We're getting there.
getting after 170. I'm a slow learner. 170 podcasts later.
We're gonna do something. We got to do something. Anything big one. We got to do something at 200.
Yeah, we'll plan 200.
We'll
That'll
do something.
be. I think I got that written down here. No, not quite yet.
You don't have it out.
I have up to 181 planned. So,
okay. So that's December.
I was going to say that's no, that's October. Believe it or not.
Okay. Yeah.
Hold on. Let me look. I can do this real quick. I'll do this real quick.
We'll do this. We also have. I was going to say we could give a clinic away, but we're already doing that. So if you want to still sign up to get the free clinic, you can go over to Coaching Youth Hoops. Is it / / clinic
Coaching Youth Hoops
free. Coach and I'm
pretty excited about that. One, to get to travel with you, Coach, but then to go and help out another youth organization, which fulfills our mission of positively influencing 1 million kids.
We have to go out to dinner after the clinic, you and I.
Yeah.
A good steak.
Yeah.
Find a good steak. Anyway.
You'll put on 10 pounds, though, Coach, after that.
I know. I'm very happy with my weight loss. Anyway.
By the way, episode number 200 will be about, if we continue with the schedule, about December of this year. So
no.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's because you convinced me to go twice a week, and I'm still married. That's amazing. I just don't know how that happened. Anyway, okay. So let's dive into this. So
let's
playbook.
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 Yeah, let's dive into it.
All right.
All right. So first one. So it stands for priorities and philosophies, layout of key systems, allocate practice focus areas, yearly timeline development, benchmarks and milestones, offensive strategy, overall skill development plan, key defensive strategies. Okay. So
that's a lot. That's a lot, people.
It's a lot. Be
in the show notes.
You're talking about, and again, if you look in the show notes, if you reach out to me at Coach Bill at Coaching Youth Hoops, if you want the details on this framework. I'm kind of giddy because I love frameworks. It's just easy for me to remember and put it into
mnemonics. You like mnemonics. You like mnemonics. He likes mnemonics. Last week was impact, right?
Last week was impact. And I'll tease you for the next one. It's called compete.
Okay.
That's putting out actual details of a practice plan together. So compete.
So this is not me. I'm the math teacher.
No, it's all me. It's all me. So if you don't like it,
Yeah.
Hopefully this will help you organize it. And for all those people who love frameworks, you can follow along.
There you go.
All right. Nice. So again, we talked a little bit about this, but it's really just in what is your practice and practice philosophies? Like, how do you want to run practices in general, right? Again, this should not take you a long time as a coach. And ranking your priorities. Like, are you a big skill development person? Do you more about your offense or your defense, or is it
small-sided games? Is it more like
right? Yep. And then how the core values that you worked on last week that we talked about under the impact framework, how are those influencing your practice content? Okay. So again, these are just things for you guys to think about.
Right. No, I think that's and again, 30 seconds. Like, what do you want to do? What do you want them to get better at?
Yeah.
What do you want them to improve at?
Yeah.
And how do you want to go about it? That's of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm L for playbook.
L for playbook. Yeah. So
and the mnemonic.
Layout for of your key system. So what's your primary offense? And look in the coaches, go to the show notes. We have a surprise in the show notes for you to help you pick your offense. But you have to go to the show notes to see it. Why?
Yep. Because it's a surprise.
Little surprise.
It's really good.
It's our new AI tool to help you pick an offense. So we'll see how dedicated you are if you go to the show notes. Okay. Anyway, so decide on your primary offense to implement. Choose your defensive systems. Like, are you doing man, zone? Can you even do a zone? If you're, some youth leagues, you can. Are you going to press? And then maybe just like, I like the 1-2-2. Okay, write it down. Done. And then And then identify any specialized tactics you want to incorporate.
And some of this might be set by maybe you're a youth organization in
Right.
a high school program. They
Yep.
might want you to run man and the blitz offense, whatever. They might want one of those. Then that's
Where
what
can
you
they
should
find the
do.
blitz offense, coach? I forgot.
I think they can find it on Coaching Youth Hoops, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I know.
Go to Coaching Youth Hoops /youth. Well, actually, easier.
I feel like we're selling a lot. We don't
offense.com.
really mean to do this. We're kind of joking with each other at this point.
Exactly.
Anyway, but
All
anyway,
right. And
so
then,
I think
yeah,
that's
and then,
important.
yeah, and if you're looking like, so any of the specialized things, fast break, inbound plays, that type of thing, uh, so lay out your key systems, just jot them down. What are they going to be, and what can you do?
Okay.
And then allocate practice focus areas. Just again, at a high level, next week we're going to dive into the details, but 80% of my time I like to spend on offense as an example, right? Or maybe it's 50% on fundamentals, and then the other 50% divided between offense, defense, transition to offense, transition to defense, right? However you kind of think about that, think about it in a percentage, like what's the weighted percentage? And again, the thing to think about, you and I talk about this all the time, offense, defense,
Right.
transition to offense, and transition to defense.
Yep.
Okay. In there, you can still get your fundamentals. You can still do your scrimmages and your small-sided games, but what is your time allocation within those segments?
Right.
That's it.
Okay.
Just time. Okay.
All right. Next letter.
And then it is your yearly timeline development. So what does that mean is what's kind of your goals week to week? If you know you have 2 practices, your week 1, what do you want to accomplish? Week 2, week 3, week 4. Okay. And then set those targets. And what I mean by that is, by week 4, we want to have our offense up and running. Maybe it's week 2, right? Whatever it might be for you.
Right.
But just the general or broad strokes of when you want to have things implemented throughout that season. And then you can even go one higher level, which is what do you want to, if you have like a preseason and your tryouts and those things you want to accomplish before your first game, and then your regular season and your postseason, right? Again, if you have those, and if that's how your season is structured. So
before we do that, we want to give a big shout out to our sponsor again, because we're about halfway through our letters.
Yeah, that's right. Good job. Yeah, gc.com/coaching youth hoops. Check out Game Changer. It's definitely one tool, coaches, you need this year in your toolbox. It'll save you a ton of time. That alone, and it's free. gc.com/coaching youth hoops.
He's good.
He's
good. I know.
Especially all the money you make as a youth volunteer coach.
Yes. I just went and bought night crawlers, and it was like $7. It'd be nice if they were free, and I guess they are if I went out.
They are if you want to. Get a flashlight and.
I know. Remember doing that as a kid. Anyway, All right. Next letter.
Okay. Next is you're going back to your benchmarks and your milestones, right? Establish clear, measurable goals for the individual and team. We talked a little bit about that, but make these a little bit more concrete. Think about the your checkpoints along the way of your season when you want to check back in, making sure that you're hitting those milestones.
Checking in with the parents and the players.
Checking in, absolutely huge one, right? And then this one is huge. I'm going to stress this one again, is make sure you define success. Like that's a benchmark. Define success at the end. I heard this great thing today, and I'm going to steal it from somebody, and I can't remember where I heard it from, so I apologize. This is not my idea, but they suggested sending out a survey to parents, or during your parent meeting, just hand them something. And they did it in the form of dollar bills. They put a bunch of things down on the paper, what success is for the season. And they said, okay, you have $50 to spend. And imagine a list of a bunch of things, right? What's success? Of course, winning was on there, and happiness and fulfillment, whatever, right? All of that stuff was on there. And they said, now allocate those dollars to each of those individual items. And I thought, that was kind of a nice way, as a good way of right thinking about, and then thinking about how you might allocate what success is and get that feedback from parents. Because then when you lose 3 or 4 or 5, 6 games in a row and they want your head, and you're like, well, you said, Mr. or Mrs. Parent, that winning is not being successful. As long as you're a good coach and doing the right things, right?
Right.
We may not win. It's not never guaranteed, right? We're trying our best. So then you can go back to them with like, well, this is what you said. What success is. Are we still hitting that milestone?
I hope so. Yeah.
Anyway, all right. Next one is now start digging into your offensive strategy. What is that?
We're an O.
We're an O. Yeah, O. And like I said before, check the show notes. We got a little surprise for you in the show notes. Or hey, if you reach out to me at Coaching Youth, Coach Bill at coachingyouthhoops.com, I will send you the secret tool that we've created. We want a few coaches testing it anyway. So Coach Bill at coachingyouthhoops.com, just put offense in your subject line, and I will send you the secret link.
Super duper double. What is it from Animal House? Double secret probation.
Oh yeah,
double secret.
I don't remember,
double
but I know what you're talking about.
Anyway, go ahead.
Okay.
The old farts will recognize that. Go ahead.
And again, determine in order which plays or set plays will be taught. If you're going to do any plays or set plays, make sure you have your offense, you're studying it a little bit. You have your first couple practices kind of written down, or your breakdown of your offensive strategy. And then we're to another O, which is your overall skill development plan. What are the fundamentals that you need to focus on or want to focus on? And you might not know it at this point when you're listening to this, what those are, because you might be early in the season, but I mean, you don't know what your kids need, but you should have a general, like everybody needs. Steph Curry still dribbles and he still passes and he still shoots, right? But based on maybe of your experience, what are those few things that you want to do, and start thinking about it and collecting drills and things that map to the fundamentals you want to teach.
All right.
And the
last one. What I like is like of the OOK in playbook, in the last three letters are offense, skill development, and defense. I mean, it just fits, right? It just
So you want then, okay, what kind of defense are you going to run? A man, you're going to run a zone. If you're going to run a man, are you running a pack line defense? Are you more are you more in a help type of defense, lock left type of defense? What are you going to run? Funnel down defense? What is it? Get more specific at this point of what the actual defense is. Study it. Study now. Look at different options of different defenses that you could possibly run. Can you run a zone in your league? A lot of like we can't run zone in ours until the 7th grade, I believe, 6th grade.
All right.
So
all right. So go through, and I will put these again. If you're running, if you're jogging, if you're riding
in your car,
you're rowing, you're doing laundry, you're walking the dogs. That's usually when I'm listening to podcasts. We'll have all these in the show notes for you too, and some special little for you. Let's go through those real again so people can just kind of summarize.
So the thing about it's the framework to help you create and structure your year-long practice plan is called Playbook. So number 1, P, priorities in your philosophy. 2 is your layout of your key systems, right? This would be your defense philosophies, your specialized tactics. A is allocate your practice focus areas. How do you want to divide offense, defense, transition to offense, transition to defense? Actually put percentages to those. So we're going to come back next week and talk about how you put those to an actual practice plan. Then your yearly timeline development, month by month, week by week, etc. What do you want to accomplish for every milestone along these, along whatever your season is? Which then is, what are your benchmarks and milestones, right? What is winning to you? What is success to you? What does that mean? Next is your offensive strategy. Get specific about that. Maybe narrow it down to a few and start studying them. What do you want to run? At least put it some thought. Overall, and then the next O is your overall skill development plan. What fundamentals do you want to work on? What fundamentals do you believe your team will need? And the last thing is, what's your defensive approach? So your key defensive approaches. Okay. So that's Playbook. We'll have it in the show notes. You can reach out to me at Coach Bill at Coaching Youth Hoops. to grab the details on that playbook. But it's
Playbook, PLAYBOOK. There you go. There's my spelling. I'm ready to win the spelling bee, Coach.
Yeah, and you're a stats.
I'm a math teacher. I'm talking about. I remember the thesaurus in the dictionary. Like they don't know what that is anymore. Like I threw a couple of them. Yeah, I know.
All you have is Google. What's a word similar to? Because you can't spell thesaurus, right? So
that's true.
Right?
All right. Till next week.
Till next week, Coach.
All right,
Thank you, coaches. Bye.
This podcast is part of the Sports Social Podcast Network.